Oh, do I survive? If he doesn't pump, if he doesn't have a pump, I live? Oh my god, I'm at 1 hit point. Alright. Got the green. Dinosaurs. 6/6 is gonna ruin me. I mean, he wants to race. You know, dinosaur. Do I need the mana? I think we leap and survive. I have to kill him fast. Gotta kill him fast. Which one do I want to get rid of? Sacrifice putting out that, but I think it's worth it. I think that's it. Pair of 5s, pair of 3s. Cats, baby! Got the green, got the white. I think you get the crown out first. Maybe? Maybe go crown first. Which one's better? Sidju I want to keep. Oh, crown first. Oh, I messed up. Okay. Probably looking for a land. Just to keep the protection up. The welcome doesn't help, I don't have anything to do. Oh, that doesn't matter. I guess it protects him from damage. Doesn't protect him from that. Is this tapped? I guess I could have put the welcome out first. That's what I should have did. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna try to kill him. Could have another removal. In that instance, I think I should have put the welcome out to gain some card advantage. It's okay. Should have kept the leap up. Shouldn't have went all in there. I didn't know he's playing just a sweeper deck. I guess the Mirex. Happy game.
I'll make the most of the little time I have. Show them the edge of your blade.
I think I might cycle that land. He's gonna just blink my guy out of existence, I think. Nothing I could do to that, but then do I draw a card then, if he does that?
We can win this together.
I think I might be able to get him. Oh, I should have attacked first. That was a mistake. That was a huge mistake. I don't think he can recover from that.
Now that's coming off. My judgment is final.
Huge mistake. I'm just learning the cards. Oh, you live and learn. He's a legendary. Okay. The welcome. I messed up with the welcome. I could have put the welcome out. Then I could have put the other. Could have put the brawler out after the welcome. I think. No, I couldn't cast them both. We'll go with this maybe. I'll go with the welcome. He doesn't have any creatures. I'm gonna take full advantage of that. I don't have any green. Shoot. Oh my god, I don't have any green. I think I'm gonna have to cast Kimbla after I attack. I need that card draw. Yep. I get that god out, I think, maybe? He could have... I don't know what he's doing. Could have counterspell. Oh. Might be able to get him. I don't know what he's got. He's got all that mana. He's going like a big combo, maybe? We go with the god. I don't know what he's got. I'll hold on to it. I can move the equipment. I could Kamano. Well, I could just Kamano.
Harmony grants us strength. I never fight alone.
Kamano into... He'll have another blocker. He'll have one blocker. Do I take out Nissa? Can't do both, so... How about we do this? Five, six. I think I got him if he doesn't put out a creature. He'll have that guy. So 1. He should destroy my enchantment. What's this thing holding? Nothing? It's really close. I don't know if we get him. Might have to just go with the growth.
Phyrexia must be nurtured.
I think we got him. Oh man. That does not get him. I might be dead if I don't kill him. I think we put this out. If he blocks with just one guy. Game. Yep. Squeezed that one out. That was a close one. Yeah. Alright. Not the best start, but got the welcome. Kemba into the welcome. I think so. The bloodletter. Vampires. Could be rough. I have to do that. I have to do it. That's what I put him out for. Gotta get rid of that life gain. I think I'm gonna go welcome. I need card advantage, I think. Nothing I could do. Tricked me. Maybe I should have did that first. I don't know, it's gonna be tight. I don't think I'm gonna win this one. That Baron play, I think, is the sealed the deal. Maybe I should have just took the 1 point of damage, but what is this? I get 2 guys out, maybe? 2, 4, 6. The card advantage that this gives him. Yeah. I could put the mouse out with the crown. I don't know what's going on. The rope. He is the rope. That does help. I guess we do this. And we do the mouse. Try to survive. I don't think we're gonna survive. Could have another Baron, but can't do anything with that. I need to be able to do 5 damage. Is this black? He's digging for some removal spell. Try to finish me off. I'll draw a card from that. Maybe I shouldn't have played that land. Doesn't matter. I don't have any white. Maybe I should have been more careful about my taps. Probably has another one. Yeah, maybe I should put on that one, but start with the draw. Need to be able to do 7. It's not enough. It's getting close. That was my only bite. I do have some removal spells. I do have an untap option. Just tapping out. I think we go in with this. We get a land. And I'll draw a card. Mountain. I needed that untapped land. That's good. That might be the win if I survive. Not enough. Gain 2 life. I think that's good. He doesn't have any cards in his hand. I don't know, that's not enough to get him, I don't think, but I think he has to block. Eats up 5 damage. I need a leap. Oh, do I survive? If he doesn't pump, if he doesn't have a pump, I live? Oh my god, I'm at 1 hit point. Oh, that's crazy. What do you do? Nothing? This does something. Oh, we'll start with the Brawler. To draw a card. I think we win. I think we win. Yeah! What a win. Swinging in for a bunch, and they're getting pumped. And I got this to kill that. Yeah, that life gain. The flanker coming in clutch. Alright, let's do a deck review. So, we're doing cats. I was watching Paradise PD and they have the butt cut of cats, so there's a little funny joke. So I was like, named it the butt cut. You know, cat's the butt cut. And, you know, I was looking at equipment for the cats, because Kemba, you know, whenever you equip creatures get +1/+1, so we want to, you know, all the cats. So we got all the cats that we can get in there, and so we were looking at equipment for that. And so started with the Lion Sash, where you can, you know, eat people's graveyards, and then it gets +1/+1 for each permanent that you get, and then you could equip it on something, and then that gives them +1/+1. And then I think I threw in a couple other ones. I was trying out the blowgun, tried out the lantern. The mask was something that looked good. The katana looked really good because whenever a samurai or warrior attacks alone, and a lot of the cats are warriors. Well, the original cats that I had in were warriors. So I was like, oh, they get it, you know, equip for free. You know, if they come into the battlefield, you can equip it for free. So, you know, I started with the Lion Sash, looked at those cards, and had a... and since we're going with the Brawler, it's probably the best cat warrior for offense. It's a 1 mana, 1 green. It's a, you know, star 3, and its power is basically equal to the number of basic lands you control. So that decision came pretty early on to go for the main deck. So we have, you know, the 5 color lands, and if you're going to play green and white, you're going to put Leyline Binding in there for the 5 colors. So we got the Brawler at 2, you know, on turn 2, could be a 5/3 attacking, could even be more if you pump it. So since, you know, we have those colors, I figured throw the crown in there. It's a colorless. Even if you don't have black, you can equip it for 2. You know, it gives +2/+2, and then when that creature dies, a lot of hate in the, you know, meta right now. So you can draw cards with that. Originally started with like 1 or 2 of those, and I moved up. And it becomes even funnier when you're doing the butt cut of cats, and because that kind of looks like a butthole. I'm just kind of silly like that. But moving on, you know, getting past that. So we have a number of equipments. The Quick Draw Dagger, it's a 3 mana flash artifact equipment, and when it comes to the battlefield, it equips onto something. It gives them first strike and +1/+1, and you could equip it for 1. So when you equip, you know, when you have Kemba out there, it's a 2/2/2 if they don't have an equipment already on them. A couple other notable cats, you know, we have the Jewel Thief in there. It's a 3 mana 3/3 Vigilance Trample, and it creates a treasure token. So that kind of just helps out with getting more trample into there. So that way when you put a crown on it, it's a 5/3, it has trample, it could get in there. You know, I went with 2 Iron Paw Aspirants, 1 mana, 1 white for a 1/2. When it enters, you get a +1/+1 counter on it, so that's a way to modify your creatures. And it kind of helps out with some of the bigger cats that we have. So we have Kutzil, Malamet Exemplar, a 1 mana, 1 green, 1 white, a 3/3. It's a legendary, and opponents can't cast spells on your turn. One of the new cats. And then when one of your creatures you control with power greater than their base power deals combat damage, you draw a card. So if you put the +1 counter on a creature with let's say it has trample, if it gets that trample damage in, you'll draw a card for that. And then the other big cat that we have is Sovereign Okinec. Ahau. 2 mana, 1 green, 1 white, 3/4 with Ward 2. And then this one is the way that the team gets pumped. So whenever he attacks and other creatures you control are attacking that has a power greater than their base power, you put a +1 counter on them. So if you have the crown equipped on something, it's going to get +2/+2 counters. So it's going to turn from a 5/3 into a 7/5 attacking, and then on the next turn it's going to stack because it has 2 +1/+1 counters on it. So when he comes out, and if you can get a swing in with him, you just start to take over the game. Those are 2 big cats. With those guys, and then since we're having all these modified creatures that either equipment, or if they have a +1/+1 counter on them, then they're modified creatures. So I put in a couple, after playtesting. Kodamo the West Tree is a 2 mana, 1 green, 3/3 reach. Reach is good to know. I didn't even, wasn't even thinking about that because not thinking about blocking. But modified creatures you control have trample. So if you have this guy's getting +1, this guy, the creatures that don't have trample, now they can have trample when they attack. And whenever a modified creature, deals damage to a player, you get to get a basic land and put it into the battlefield. So that's a good way to get more mana ramp going, pretty early on. You get them out on turn 3, and then if you had an aspirant out, you're starting to draw lands. And then to go along with some of the card draw, I put 2 Takeshia's Welcomes in there, 2 mana, 1 white enchantment, and whenever you cast 1 or more creatures with a mana value 3 or less, you draw a card, and only triggers once per turn. So a lot of our creatures, minus this guy and the god, are all under 3 mana value or 3 mana value or less. So we're drawing cards whenever we're casting creatures if you have the welcome out. And then some of the other cards, during playtesting, I thought that was funny as I saw the mouse, and cats like mice, so I figured throw 1 mouse in there. It's also really good, so when you have, like a 5/3, and now you can attack with him. If you use a sorcery ability, Squeak By, can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. So, these 3 mana, these 3 toughness creatures can, attack in and not be killed. And they can't be blocked by bigger creatures, so you could possibly get in, sneak in there for some good damage. And it's just a 2/1, 1 mana drop. Basically, I looked at my curve and I had a bunch of 2s. I had 0/1, so I came back in and looked at some 1 drops to help out with that. And I found this other cat, the Broker's Initiative, just a 1 drop. It's a good blocker. You could tap 5 to make it a 5/5. But this is base power and toughness, so it doesn't get the bonus from the Sovereign. So just be aware of that. But it's mostly just a blocker and another cat creature to get out there. And you could equip it, with the crown or other stuff to, pump it up, and it's a 1 mana casting cost there. And then I threw 1 Ginger Brood in there, because if you have all these equipment cards, why not throw it on something that can't be blocked? So, there you can get in that damage. It also has haste, so you can cast it, equip it, sneak in for some, extra damage, maybe finish them off. I only had room for 1 Cosmic Hunger. It's a 1 mana, 1 green instant spell that target creature, it's basically a bite spell. Target creature deals damage to its power to creature, planeswalker, or battle. The reason why I went with this one is because we have the, for the battle, we went with one invasion of Gobakon. I had the Virtue in there, but I figured this one's cheaper. It also does the same thing as the Virtue, where it gives +1/+1 counters to your creatures, so as long as you're attacking. And you could sack it to gain hexproof and indestructible. So that is pretty good, so you can protect your creatures. You know, if you need to, save them, try to finish off the game. And then why not, Cats leap? So I threw in a couple leaps. This card has been, working out really great. There's another green card that does the same thing, but it just gives them reach. So I went with 2 of these over having that card because it gives them flying, so you can fly in. You could also untap it. And I had the Shame Scoop because I don't know how to play the card, or I should have attacked in first and then untapped for the Emperor. But yeah, so those are kind of like just a little bit of those stuff. And then we have on the top end, we got the God, Ojir, Kaslam, the Deepest Growth, 3 mana, 2 green, 6/5, and it has Trample, and then whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Maybe put a creature and a land card into the battlefield, put the rest on the bottom. When it dies, it turns into the land, and it's pretty easy to transform because you need 10 permanents on the battlefield. You already have 5 permanents of lands that you had to cast in, so it's a tough creature for the opponent to deal with, and it allows you to ramp in and get all more creatures off. And evasion. I threw in 1 ruins because I don't really have any humans. I think there may be like 1 human in there or something somewhere. Maybe if they're still in there. Maybe I don't. This didn't come into play, but it's just there, because you have such cheap creatures for later in the game. Maybe you could put 2 +1/+1 counters in there, and then now that enables that ability. I got 1 Blast Zone as my board wipe removal spell. I was gonna go with like Expel the Interlopers, or I originally had that, but I figured I could put in a land that does the same thing, or similar thing, where you can wipe out permanents. It also gets rid of non-creature spells as well. We got 2 copies of each of the lands, so that we can get that 5-color mana. I put in 2 Radiant Growths for Plains and Forest, so I subtracted a couple plains for that. I got 1 mountain in there just because I originally had Jetmir in there. I could probably remove that, but I originally had Jetmir in there, but I never drew them, and having so many creatures on the board is probably not a possibility. So probably I can remove that 1 mountain, but it's just good to be able to search for that and help out, for the domain. But that's a deck. It's done pretty good. So I'm pretty pleased. It's a little bit difficult to play. There's a lot of thinking, but I think I've got it down to a pretty good deck where you're just trying to finish them off. Obviously, if it stalls out, you still have these top ends cards to finish the game. On a stall game, and then you have the the ramp. So, but yeah, that's my take on the Cats deck, and have a nice day, and like and subscribe. This has been Toll, and we'll see you next time.